The segmental vertebrae or spinal mobilization using the yoga tune-up balls is an incredibly important and helpful drill for improving our proprioceptive awareness of our spine, which ultimately is going to affect largely our breathing mechanics. And if our spine itself is not moving well, or there's a lack of awareness of how to control movement through the spine, it's then going to affect our overall ability to move well. It's going to affect our limb mobility, especially in the hips and shoulders. It's going to affect our breathing mechanics and parasympathetic sympathetic balance, and it's just going to make us less good at moving overall. So in order to set up here, we want to keep the balls in the tote. I like to start in the iliolumbar ligament area, which is right where you'll feel the indentation between your pelvis and your lumbar. Now, side note, the iliolumbar ligaments are really important for giving your brain proprioceptive feedback as far as it relates to the rotational position of your pelvis. And so this is a great bang for your buck area to start off with. As you work your way up the spine, you still want to continue to have one ball on either side of the spine, almost like someone's like putting their hands around the vertebrae and hugging them. I like to do side-to-side movements to get the facet joints to move, as well as flexion-extension moments around the balls themselves. As you work your way up the spine, you can use a combination of bridging the hips, rounding or flexing the spine, or extending the spine around the balls, as well as different breathing strategies. So breathing into the balls versus letting the balls push your spine and forcing breath into the anterior abdominal wall. A lot of different things you can play with here. Again, as you work your way to the mid-back, your goal is then to use breathing mechanics and arm movements to drive more movement of the spine, reaching, arms going overhead, etc. And then as you get into the upper thoracics and the cervical, you want to use a combination of additional pressure from doing a glute bridge, as well as neck movements and upper back breath focus to try to get the segments of the spine to move underneath the balls. Again, the goal here is just to get the spine to move and to improve our proprioceptive awareness.